Good afternoon and welcome to the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce Spotlight on Business. I'm J. Michael McCoy with my lovely co-host, and I'm going to get it right because I have it written down, Janice Ann Wissenand.
That is correct. Nicely done.
Wow. We're on a record.
Yes,
I was just telling Matt, our first guest today, that I'm horrible with names. But if I write them down, I'm good. Welcome, Janice. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thanks,
Good.
Matt.
We've got three businesses from Urbandale today.
We actually do have 4 now.
4. Good. All right. I look forward to meeting them all. Now, our first is Matt Nutzman.
That's correct.
And Matt is with Merit Resources. In fact, he's not only with business development for Merit Resources, he also is the vice chair of the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce.
You got it.
Now,
I stay busy.
Does that mean that you work with Goldsmith?
Yeah, she's our chair this year.
She's your chair.
Yep.
Does that mean you're chair next year then?
That's how it works, unless they vote me out before that happens.
Good. All right. So tell me about Merit Resources.
Well, Merit, we've been around since 1989, so 25 years or so, and we solve problems in the areas of HR for our clients. And when I mean HR, I mean employee stuff. HR means different things to different people. We want to help with the transactional side, the non-revenue producing side of a business that a business owner has to deal with. We're talking about paying your employees, administering employee benefits, lining up and administering workers' comp, and HR, writing handbooks, job descriptions, leadership training, all the non-revenue stuff that a business owner, like I said, has to go through. And we've been doing this stuff for about 25 years for our clients.
Well, and I was a small business for years, and it's changed a lot in the past 20 years. You can't be sloppy on your HR anymore.
Well, the laws are ever changing. There's always more complexities going into it. There's more compliance. There's more regulations. Now you've got everything related to the Affordable Care Act. I mean, as a business owner, do you want to spend your time dealing with that kind of stuff, or do you want to be out selling your product or focusing on your mission? That's a question I would ask.
Well, plus, just the headache's gone. I mean, I'd worry about it all the time. Did I get this done? Did I get this payroll done? Did I get my taxes in time? Do I have a proper file for an employee in case they come back and want to sue me or something like that?
Exactly. Like I said, where do you want to spend your time? You want to spend your time doing on the things that make you money, not on administrative stuff, which isn't why you got into business in the first place, and that's where we can help.
So why did you, Matt, choose to be at Merit Resources? I mean, there's competitors. There's a lot of people that do this that you could be working for.
Well, Merit's what's called a professional employer organization. There's actually not a whole lot of PEOs. That's the acronym. There's not a whole lot of PEOs in central Iowa or even in the Midwest. There are people that do what we do. You could go find a payroll processor like ADP. You could call an insurance agent and they could help you out with benefits and workers' comp. Maybe you could have your attorney help you with HR type of guidance. There are not a whole lot of PEOs. Why I chose Merit, and I guess I've been in the outsourced HR industry now for 6 years. Merit has a solid reputation for helping our clients, and they are a trusted advisor type of role, and that's who I want to be. I want to be known as a person that somebody can turn to. I want to be a resource for people, whether it's something chamber-related, business-related. I want to be their go-to guy, and Merit has given me the opportunity to do that.
Well, my guess is that if you were my partner in this, and you were Merit, and I was doing whatever I was doing, I would trust you to know that you're going to come forward with not your answers, but the right answers.
There is trust involved, obviously, but there's more than that. When you work with Merit, we enter into what's called a co-employment relationship. So that liability that you would have when you had a small business and had employees, that becomes Merit's liability. So if you are doing something incorrectly before Merit with payroll taxes, with benefits administration, if you're breaking some laws regarding employment, no longer do you don't just have Merit that you can trust to help you with this stuff, but Merit is sharing in your liability, so you can really sleep well at night that things are being taken care of, and you're no longer liable for it.
My guest this afternoon is Matt Nutzman. Matt is with Merit Resources, a PEO.
And that stands for Professional Employer Organization. Really, the acronym, the PEO, that's not what's important. What's important is to think of us as an HR resource. And not just HR, because HR, like I said, means different things to different people. We're talking about employee benefits and things like that as well. Mac, you were talking about your business back in the day, and I don't know how many employees you had, but we work for a lot of small companies that are looking to improve their employee benefits, for example. Let's take a company that has 40 employees right now, and they need to provide competitive benefits to keep their staff, to keep their talent. Well, when they go out to buy health insurance, they're a small group. If they've got 40 employees, they've got different people that are different ages. That's an administrative nightmare. You've got different people. Those different ages all have different rates on your plan. Mm-hmm. We pool all of our clients together to form one large group under Merit Resources. So when that 40-person group goes out to shop for health insurance, they're no longer just 40 people. They're part of a group of 15,000.
Wow.
And we are taking care of all the administration, the liability, bringing access to more plans, and hopefully at better rates, and that's just the benefit side. So I'd give that as an example, Mac, as what a small business, maybe that's a turning point or something to turn to Merit to, if they're shopping their benefits or something like that.
I would agree. We had been, my partner and I had been in business 20-some years in 2005, and we met with our accountant, and he gave us this box. I said, "What's in the box?" He says, "Those are all your W-2s." And I said, "Well, that looks like a big box." He said, "Do you know how many employees you had in 204? Yeah, 203, 204? 737. And my partner and I looked at each other and said, okay, we're done. We did not get into this to have that level of employees. And I would have killed for something like you back then. And you were around. I just didn't know about you. And
we've been growing, too. Even in the 3 years I've been there, we've grown from 70 employees to over 100 internally. And we're trying to take this more to a national market and some other bigger cities as well. So we are not just local, even though most of our clients here are in the Des Moines and central Iowa area, but we do work in 42 or 43 states right now.
Let's talk about Matt for a minute. What are you passionate about?
Like I mentioned before, I love being a resource for people, a trusted advisor, somebody that people can turn to. And maybe it's not just on the HR side for what Merit does, but people that see me at chamber events will get to know me as somebody that they can go to. If there's a new member that doesn't know a whole lot of people, I love introducing people. I somehow get phone calls all the time for people that are looking for jobs, and they think that I have connections that can get their resume out there. And even though that's not what I do, I'm glad that people think of me when they're thinking of stuff like that.
You're not only a connector within the chamber, but you're a connector within the business world.
Yeah, and that's what I want to be. I want to be that trusted advisor that people turn to when they need something, whether it is in my position as vice chair of the chamber or as director of business development at Merit. It might be something nothing to do with the chamber or with Merit. I just like being a resource for people that they can trust and turn to.
All right. So when it comes to your personal life, I hear you're getting married.
I am getting married in a few months.
To a lovely young lady.
Yes, her name is Sheena. She works in the city of Windsor Heights, and she works in planning and zoning. Also in code enforcement, so make sure you're keeping your lawns clean and not parking cars where they shouldn't be, or you may receive a nice letter from her.
Sounds like a neat lady. So do you enjoy reading?
I read a little bit. I don't have necessarily a favorite author or anything, but I do read a lot of history type of stuff.
You a sports guy?
Definitely. Went to Iowa State. I was with the Iowa State basketball team for 2 years. Very passionate about that. A lot of sleepless nights when they lose road games, but thank God they won last night.
Yeah, good game last night, too.
Yeah, we'll take those road wins anytime we can get them.
Now, who would you say was your mentor?
I've had a few that have helped me out. Like I said, I was with the Iowa State basketball team in college. Head coach was Wayne Morgan. He helped me get my first job, and I started out in professional hockey. I worked for Charles Gansky for 3 years. He was a great friend and mentor. And at Merit, Jeff Garrison and Frank Accurso really have taken me under their wings and have helped me learn a lot more about the HR industry and helped me professionally and personally as well.
All right, one last question, and then I'll let you go. If you could spend an hour with anyone living or dead, who would it be?
I would probably say JFK. Just fascinated by the Kennedy family. Like I said, I read a lot of history stuff. Spending 1 hour with him, I think, would be pretty amazing. If I could put together a all-time foursome to play golf with, he would definitely be one of them.
Yeah. What did he teach you?
I don't know if he taught me anything specific. I'm just kind of fascinated by the whole history of his life, death, legacy, the whole Kennedy family, and like I said, I'm kind of a history buff, so Kennedy it just kind of fascinates me. So
yeah, all right. Well, listen, Matt Nutzman, he's with Merit Resources there in Urbandale. He's also the vice chair of the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. And if you're a small business, now please listen. If you're a small business and you're trying to do all this stuff inside, Would you just give Matt an opportunity to show you what he can do for you? I think you'll find that, and you said it earlier, the headache and the time that you put in to handle HR things, what if you could take that time either for personal relaxation, or what if you could turn it into time making more revenue for your company? I think you'd be surprised that these people make you more profitable. But that's up to you to call Matt and check with him yourself. Janice Ann Wisenend is here, and Tuesdays are special at the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce.
They are every Tuesday from 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning. We do Meet the Chamber.
That's right. You make homemade omelets.
Yeah, last week it was cinnamon rolls. I can do the omelets too.
Okay, yeah, okay. But it's kind of a meet and greet. You can go by there and meet some of the people that you do business with and some of the people in Urbandale.
Absolutely. It's a great time to, whether you've been an Urbandale Chamber member for 5 years or 5 days, it's a great opportunity to come in and meet the Chamber and learn a little bit more about their benefits and how to engage more.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you.
I'm J. Michael McCoy for the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. This is Spotlight on Business on webcast1live.com.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Hey, psst. Let me let you in on a little secret. You ready? Always try to do business with people, not places. Especially if you seek honest Christian business people. And when it comes to my car, I really need to trust who's working on it. Now, my family is so blessed. A few years ago, we found a family-owned automobile repair shop that operates as a Christian business also. Open, honest, reliable, trustworthy. It's AMCO on Hickman Road in front of Kmart, and it's a family-owned Christian operating business. This family treats your car as if it was their car. Everything from oil changes to transmission repair and everything in between. So the next time you feel the need to be at peace with your choice of who you can trust with your car, give AMCO on Hickman a chance to serve you. And tell them Max sent you. Good morning and welcome to the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce Spotlight on Business, uniquely Urbandale. I'm J. Michael McCoy, and today my co-host is Janice Ann Wisenend. Did I say that right?
Perfect.
You'll tell me when I say it wrong.
Absolutely.
That way I don't have to ask you every time.
That works.
And you are the, now let me think. They told me you are the CEO of the whole city of Urbandale.
No,
you trump Mayor Bob.
I do trump Mayor Bob.
Good. Somebody should trump him. Now, what do you do?
I'm the membership director at the Chamber.
So if someone's interested in being a part of the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce, you would be the person that came out to them and spoke with them and shared what the Urbandale Chamber does.
Absolutely.
Biggest benefit of being a member of the Urbandale Chamber.
Of being a member.
Yeah, biggest benefit.
Oh, biggest benefit. Boy, there are so many benefits.
I can
You
tell.
know, it's like a gym membership. You get out of it what you put into it.
Good point.
So
Good point. I would tell you, as an Urbandale Chamber of Commerce member, it's the networking. Mm-hmm. It gives us a common bond when we sit down and we kind of are involved in this co-op together. And I know that you operate under certain standards because you're not the Better Business Bureau, but you're not going to let a business that's not operating or illegally under your wing.
You know, the Shapiro study shows that if you're a chamber member, that 63% of the public are more likely to do business with you because you are a chamber member.
Yeah, I would agree. All right, let's talk to our special guest this morning, Dina Kay.
Yes.
And I stopped at Kay. Get a little closer to the mic. I stopped at Kay because I can't pronounce your name, so I'm going to let you say it.
It's Dina Kahrimanovic.
Now, you do this little thing with your in there.
You have to pronounce the H and the R. That's the crucial part to make it.
All right. And doesn't that have like a little smiley face above that part when you write it out?
Nope.
Nope? All right, so say it again.
Kahrimanovic.
You say that so well.
Thank you.
Now, this is family business for you.
It is.
Yeah. How long has the family owned this business?
Since 2001.
Okay. And you are their general manager. And by the business, Quality Marble and Tile. And you guys just moved, didn't you?
In 2008.
Yeah, okay. And you produce marble and tile for people's homes, businesses. One of the things I love that you guys do is you can inlay a logo.
Definitely.
Or something in the floor that's really neat when you walk in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, as the general manager, what do you do?
Well, I just make sure that the whole organization itself is going well. Pretty much, as Matt was saying, the HR part of it, going to all of the employees and just making sure that the whole organization is working properly and prospecting customers and networking, as I've been doing recently with the chamber. So.
And who did you learn that from? Did you learn that from your dad, your mom, somebody else in the family?
Well, my father has a lot to do with it. He started the business, so I've looked at him as my mentor to make sure that he's guiding me in the right way. But I went to school for business, so I finished that degree and I love it. I love that. I love the whole aspect of business. I think it's fun and it's exciting to just put something together and get so much out of it.
Yeah, good for you. And you have such a quality product.
We do, I think.
I mean, but that's got to make you feel good.
Of course.
You know, there are some times when we sell widgets. And widgets can be sold by anybody. And so it really comes down to the, what's the old saying? I could sell snowballs to Eskimos.
Yeah.
That's not what you guys do. You have a quality product, and people either choose that or they don't.
Exactly. Well, we've done a lot of work at like the University of Iowa, and just I can name a whole lot of jobs that we've done. That's Auditorium. All the tile and all the granite was done by us there. So
that's beautiful.
We've been around for quite a while, and we've done pretty large projects over the years.
Yeah. What's your favorite project? Do you have one in particular that you guys did that?
My favorite one, to be honest, was Daum Hall.
What?
Daum Hall at the University of Iowa.
Okay.
Just simply because that was one of my first projects.
Okay.
And it was so exciting to me, getting that phone call to say, you guys did such a great job, and here I was right out of high school, and it was just like, oh my gosh, I can do this. This is awesome.
Good for you.
So that's just one that I remember very in detail, and it was just a lot of fun to.
Why should I choose doing business with Quality Marble and Tile over one of your competitors?
We are a family business, and we take care of every one customer the same as we would anybody else. So no matter if the project was a tiny little vanity or something as large as, Vets Auditorium, for example.
Yeah.
It's all the same and the thing that I've always said is if I don't want it in my house and if it doesn't look good for my house, it's not quality work, and that's what we stand by.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, what is your passion outside of business?
I love my dog.
Good.
I love yoga, and I love cooking.
Wait, yoga.
Yeah.
Is that the name of the dog?
No, just yoga.
Oh, so you love your dog and you like yoga.
Yeah, I love my dog. He's my baby.
And what kind of dog is he?
He's a little Bichon.
Okay, and what's his name?
Sparky.
Sparky.
Yeah, Sparky. Okay. He's my baby.
And what does Sparky do that just tickles your fancy?
He's just my baby. I've had him since I was 18, and it's been 7 years now, so he and I are just like two peas in a pod.
Do you dress him up?
No, I don't.
Oh, good. You're not one.
No,
of those.
no. I just genuinely love dogs.
Yeah.
Anybody who has a dog, I'm like, yes, we have something in common.
Is
So.
he meeting you at the door when you come home?
Yeah,
and-
he's a service dog, so he's very friendly,
Oh,
and I take
wow.
him to work with me too. So he's there. If you guys come out, he will greet you
So
at
I
the
walk
door.
in and whistle for Sparky. He'll come running.
Yeah, he
I'm
will.
I'm going to do that. Janice,
it.
I'm going to do that. You can come with me.
I
Because I
will.
love dogs
Me
too.
too.
There you go. Good.
I've got 2 dogs at home, and they're they're really important to me.
Yeah, they are.
My wife has a very, very demanding professional job. And so sometimes by the time I go to bed at night, she's not even home yet. But boy, when I walk in at the
Those
end of the
dogs
day,
are always there.
There's my Picasso and there's my Coco, and yeah. All right.
Just like my Sparky.
Yeah. Oh, and I know that feeling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's awesome. All right. So, are you a reader?
I do read.
What do you like to read?
I like to read anything that will give me more knowledge about business.
Okay.
Or anything, really. Anything that interests me, I just either hop online to find a book that I can read or...
Okay. Let's say that for whatever reason, let's make it a positive reason, that your
Okay.
family no longer owns this business.
Okay.
What would you like to do? What's the brass ring? If you could do anything, what would you do?
Well, to be honest, I'd want to be a surgeon. That was
Wow.
when I got done with high school. That's originally what I wanted to do. But the fact that we have a family business, I wanted to, make more of that because I can give my input to my family and help so much more than I feel I could probably do as a surgeon. Though that is helping individual people, but
Sure.
I feel like my family was important at that time, so I decided to go that route.
Do you like the science part of it?
There's just, the science part of it.
Okay.
There's just something about our bodies. Everyone is so different and individual, and, it's a practice. So everything would be
Yeah.
so unique. Every day would be different. And
Yeah.
I think I would like that.
Good for you. Good for you. All right. One last question. What is something that people don't know about you?
Well, a lot of people don't know that we're a family-oriented business, and they don't know that we do a lot of commercial jobs, and
Okay.
on the scale that we do it. As big, like I said, Vets Auditorium is one that I just keep because it's local, and
It's
it's one
huge.
that I'm proud of, super proud of. When we had that dinner not long ago, and I went to that, I walked into those bathrooms, and I was just like, this is beautiful.
I did this.
Yes, we did that, and that was my pitch for the night. I was telling everybody, you guys need to go into those bathrooms and check them out. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here. This
Thank
is
you.
Dina Kay. Say your last name.
Kahrimanovic,
See how well she does that. By the
beautiful.
way, what is that? Is that Czechoslovakian?
Bosnian.
Bosnian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And her business is Quality Marble and Tile, family-owned business. I always tell people, don't do business with places. Do business with people. And if you do business with Quality Marble and Tile, you're dealing with people. People who, if it's not right, if it's not perfectly right, you know the owner, and you call them up, and they take care of it. And that's just nothing you get in fly-by-night chains or stores that pop up in malls. Yeah, maybe their product is almost as good, and maybe their pricing's much below. But when you buy a product like Marble and Tile, that's going to be around a while. And if 5 years down the road, one of those things breaks or chips off and you need to replace it, and the company that you did business with is long gone, and you can't match that tile, that's why you want to do business with people and not places. And Dina and her family are good people. All right, Janice, Tuesdays are special because you cook tacos
And make coffee.
and make coffee. No, tell me about Tuesdays.
Every Tuesday morning, all year long, we do Meet the Chamber from 9 to 10 a.m. Anybody that's a chamber member, non-chamber member that wants to learn more about the chamber and the benefits of it and all the ins and outs can come and learn what they want to learn there.
It's uniquely Urbandale. It's the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce Spotlight on Business. I'm J. Michael McCoy. Thanks for watching. And thanks for listening. This is powered by webcast1live.com.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
I'm Brian Leach, owner of Service Legends, and my position is Chief Talent Officer.
I'm Nicholas Wonderscheid,
I am Bernie Homs,
and I'm the Service Manager.
Marketing Director and Client Relations Manager.
Everything that we do is about ensuring that we exceed your expectations.
Our clients are important to us. 100% satisfaction.
We're not just focused on heating and cooling. That's the easiest part of our job, actually, is fixing furnaces and air conditioners.
Everyone that we come in touch with, we want to improve lives.
Bottom line is, we've got our installation guarantees, 25% energy savings guarantee, comfort guarantee, temperature selection guarantee, property protection guarantee.
100% satisfaction guaranteed. Fixed rate or it's free.
All of those guarantees are backed up with a 100% money-back guarantee to hold ourselves accountable to make
Fixing the problem today. If they have another problem 5 days down the road, it's still fixed rate or it's free.
We use what's called straightforward pricing. Our technicians are going to give you an exact to-the-penny price on what it's going to take before they move forward with any repair. That way you know what to expect.
It's the same price every day.
No surprises.
If you get off work at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you come home, you realize that, oh, my furnace is broken. Now you need to call somebody out that night. You shouldn't have to pay more for that.
We're guaranteeing service 24/7.
We run afternoons, evenings, nights, weekends. We're staffed to work that.
Phone rings at 3 in the morning. You'll get one of our representatives answering the phone every time.
We're not sending you out to Timbuktu in some call center. It's our Service Legend team members, our mission control team,
I'll take a call anytime.
and then they answer the phones the same way during the day as they do at night.
It's a great day at your service company. How can we make you smile?
That's the only way to provide true 24-hour service.
When you're able to let somebody actually live in their home safely when they weren't able to do that before, where they don't have to stay up at night and worry about, is the heat going to come back on? Are we going to freeze the pipes? Is the baby in the room next door going to be sick because they got too cold? When you're able to help somebody overcome challenges like that, that's impacting a life. That makes a difference. I get goosebumps thinking about it.
I love the team. I love the people that I work with.
We have fun, but we work hard.
I call them my ambassadors of legendary service. If you could just envision what that is, that's who we're sending to your home.
They literally will call in, pick up the phone and call and say, hey, I want to talk to your manager. And I get on the phone, they're like, that technician that was at my house was the greatest technician ever. That's cool to me.
We want to brighten people's days.
Every person that we have going into the house has gone through an extensive background check.
Drug testing, we have a very thorough interview process that 1 out of 140 people make it through.
If we promise you something, that's what you're going to get, no matter what.
We're here when you need us to protect the safety and comfort of your family.
If you're not happy, we're gonna make it right.
If we're willing to put 100% money-back guarantee on what we do, what type of work do you think we do?
Give us a call. We're there for you 24/7, 365 days a year.
Enough said.
Good afternoon. I'm J. Michael McCoy, and this is the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce Spotlight on Business, powered by webcast1live.com. Remember, it's uniquely Urbandale. Every week we get together and we talk to some of the chamber members, and these people are local businesses. They are out there working hard to meet or exceed your expectations. They are working hard to be part of the community. And today we're going to meet a great guy, Lucas Scott, and you're with Merrill Lynch.
Indeed.
And you're a financial advisor, but you're also the chair of the Generation Y, which you guys call Gen Y. P. What's the P for?
Professional. So Generation Y and Young Professional, you hybrid it together, Gen YP.
Well, that's what you guys do. I still can't get over, what was it, YK2?
Y2K.
Yeah, that was like 15 years ago.
Well, the math works out, yeah, doesn't it?
Had us scared to death.
We all survived, though. We're all still here. Well, most of us are still here.
Didn't matter. They didn't do anything. What a hype. Anyway, let's not talk about that. By the way, Janice Ann Wissenhand is here, and she's with the Chamber of Commerce Membership Committee, and we'll talk to her in just a little bit. All right, so tell me about the Gen YP. Tell me what that is.
It is the Young Professionals group within the Urbandale Chamber.
Okay.
But what is unique about it to a degree is you do not have to be a chamber member. Your business doesn't in order to be a member of Gen YP.
All right.
We do have a different price point for that, but it's still, you're able to come in and attend different events that we have throughout the year, both We've got some social events, some professional development events. We have a charity every year that we give back to. This year we have a Let's Read program where people volunteer to go in and read to the kids in the elementary schools in the Urbandale School District. And it's some great networking, both, you build up relationships both professionally and personally. So
now, I'm old. What is Generation Y? What's the year or the age or?
I can't remember the exact age, but I know where we cut off.
Okay, where do you cut off?
We're 21 to 40.
All right. So Generation Y. Okay. All right. Janice, do you know Generation Y? What years would that be? I mean, what are you and I? We're about the same age.
Baby boomers.
We're baby boomers. That's
right.
We're
the tail end of the boomers. I think I'm actually probably the tail end of Y, being in my mid-30s.
Okay. And before Y, you think was boomers?
Wait, I'm X, and then you've got Y. There you go.
X,
so I'm the end of X, being a late 70s kid. And Gen Y is the younger than me. So I'm about to age out myself with my own group.
Okay. And what are they now? Millennials? Millennials?
That's too young for me.
Yeah. So you said you have a charity that you donate to. What's the charity?
This year we're really focusing on the Let's Read program itself.
Okay.
So funds that are raised during the year, we actually go and buy books for teachers, and they get them at a discount, and then they kind of tell us what they need for those books, and we give those to the kids.
Now, I know we're greatly limited on what we can talk about in the financial world just because of laws and all kinds of stuff.
Lovely compliance.
Yeah. But tell me why let's do this differently. Why does a 21-year-old need a financial advisor?
Do they need a doctor?
Yes. But they don't go very often.
Neither do I still, but every once in a while you need a checkup, right?
Okay.
You got to use a professional for most things. For a doctor for your health care, why not use a financial professional for your financial health?
And how do you help someone who is your client?
It varies with each individual client, of course, but it's just sitting down and looking at what their goals are. If we can help with those goals, great. If not, you've got somebody you can talk to when the time's right.
All right, now take a guy like me, who I'm supposed to be semi-retired, but Janice keeps dragging me back into work. How can you help me?
We would sit down and see what your concerns are.
Okay.
For the baby boomer generation, a lot of the concern is they're living longer, and that's good and bad news. The good news is you're living longer. The bad news is it takes money to live longer.
Yeah.
So that is a lot of the concern for that generation. For the younger folks, it's let's go ahead and get something started and work on a plan and look at the long-term goals and keep chipping away at it.
Yeah, I think it's probably very, very important for a young person to get hooked up with you as soon as they can.
Yeah.
Because I would imagine it's 7 figures and more difference you can make in their life by the time they retire.
Have them Google the beauty of compounding interest, and that's about as easy as you can get at it.
The beauty of compounding interest.
The earlier you start, it's like a snowball. The earlier you start that up on the hill, the longer it has to grow.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
And that's how I actually got started. Was thank goodness I had parents who taught me save a little, even your first year out of school when you're not making any, and watch what happens 10, 15 years when it just grows.
All right, let me ask you this, and we didn't talk about any of this before, so this may be a ignorant question, but I have a 14-year-old grandson that I love dearly. I mean, I love all my grandkids dearly, but Lucas is really special to me. What if I gave you an amount of money, let's say $10,000, and I said, here, work that for Lucas so when he's 65, he's got something.
Right.
You would take that money and you would manage it and you would hopefully grow it, and then at some point that would be worth something for my grandson.
That's the idea.
Okay. And do you do that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Do you? Where it's not continually added to?
Correct.
Well, of course, I guess if you're successful and you make money on it, it is continually added
Correct.
to. All right. Thank you. And I do want to also, can I say something about Southside?
Sure.
Okay. One of my favorite couples in the whole world is Lowell and Tamara Scott. And you guys know Tamara because she's on the radio here. Well, your father and Lowell are brothers.
My dad's Lowell's big brother.
All right. And your grandfather started that business, which is the Holiday Inn, Airport Holiday Inn, and they just added a beautiful convention center. And it's probably one of the few places in Des Moines still locally owned.
Yep. Family owned since Grandpa built it when it was the Rambler back in the 50s.
Wow.
So Grandpa lived behind it almost until he passed away. So
Yeah.
It's you can drive a bus, literally drive a bus
Yeah.
into the new
Yeah.
expansion. So
Yeah.
it's only 12,000 square feet to fill.
Well, the thing that I won't mention, and I mention this all the time, I don't do business with places. I do business with people. Maybe that's a little old-fashioned, or maybe I'm ahead of the curve. So if I've got family coming into town, and I want them to stay at a place where I can call the GM, the owner, the partner, and say, hey, congratulations, what a great job housing my mom and dad for a couple of 3 days. They really appreciated the hospitality. Or, hey, you didn't do very good when mom and dad came to town. Corporate owned, I don't even know what you call them, chains.
Franchises.
They don't care. If they've got a good PR person, she'll sit at the front desk and say, oh, I'm sorry. Let me give you a free room the next time you're in town. When you tell that to the Holiday Inn Airport, you're talking to the owners. You're talking about 3 generations of people running that business. And I thank you for letting me mention that.
Absolutely.
Because it's a great place. Great
Dad will
place.
appreciate that.
Yeah, well, okay, good. Well, I still remember the Crystal Palace. No.
Crystal Tree.
Man, that Sunday brunch, that was the bomb.
Yeah.
And that's now where the convention center
That and
sits.
Easter, yeah, they knocked that down and have turned that into a 12,000 square foot exhibition hall. So.
That's awesome. All right, Janice Ann Wissenen, she's with the Des Moines or the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. Tuesdays, you make banana bread
And coffee.
and coffee.
Yep.
Tuesday morning is
Yep.
Meet the Chamber.
Yep, and I invite anybody to come in, whether you're a chamber member or you want to learn more about the chamber. So non-members can come in and learn about the chamber and get all their questions answered. We do Meet the Chamber.
Yep. And remember, it's uniquely Urbandale. This is the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce's Spotlight on Business. I'm J. Michael McCoy for webcast1live.com.
From the RE/MAX Real Estate Concept Studios, this is Webcast One Live.
Credit cards are like grandkids. They love you, sometimes get out of control, and it's fun to get a new one. Who can stop them from piling on?
Hi, I'm Tom Coates with Consumer Credit of Des Moines. At the end of the day, you can give these grandkids back, but you're stuck paying off bad credit card debt. We can help you put the fun back into using credit cards responsibly. Right, kids?
Yeah! If you need help getting credit cards off your back, call Consumer Credit of Des Moines.
Welcome back. This is uniquely Urbandale. I'm J. Michael McCoy for the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce, and this is Spotlight on Business. And if you are fortunate enough to be a member of the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce, then you have one of the best networking tools you'll ever have. Chamber of Commerces have changed. They've grown. They've adapted to the needs of the local entrepreneur and business person. It used to be when you joined the chamber, you were basically just funding something that might go out and look for industries or business to come to your town. And it was kind of the Better Business Bureau of a local community because you couldn't be a member of a local chamber unless you did things right. You did things morally and legally. Well, it's still that way in Urbandale, but now it's so much more. And Janice Wissenand is here as the representative of the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce. And tell me what a connector does, because in my day, we called them ambassadors.
Yes, a connector is an ambassador, yet we changed the name. The reason why we changed the name is what they do really well is they connect businesses with other businesses, or as you like to say, they connect people with people.
Yeah. And one of the things I always say, and I've said this for years, I don't do business with places. I do business with people. And I know that's a catchy little term or a catchy little thing, but I meant that. I mean, I just don't do, who do I do business with that I don't know the owner? Or at least the representative of the owner. And if it's not the owner, it is the partner that runs that location. Restaurants, clothing, cars, all of that. Hotels, you bet. We just talked about the Holiday Inn over on the south side.
Yeah, and our guest today, Andy, he is also one of our connectors, and he's highly involved in our Total Resource campaign. We've talked about that.
Yep.
In our Gen YP program.
Well, let's introduce you to Andy Richardson, and he's with Electronic Engineering, and he is a security and communications specialist. Andy, welcome. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Hey, nice to have you here. Electronic Engineering. Wow. What a history they have. How many years, do you know?
1946 is the first
so
year.
We're at 60 years.
Yep.
Or is that?
It's going to be 70 soon.
60, yeah. It's 60, yeah, right.
Next year.
And, of course, Mark, he hasn't been there all those 70, but it's close, isn't it?
No, yeah. He's the second generation owner. His dad started the company.
Yeah. The way I got hooked up with Electronic Engineering is I wanted a phone in my car just like J.R. Ewing had. And this was 1984. And so there weren't car phones. There weren't cellular phones. So Mark hooked me up with a phone that when I picked it up, an operator answered at Electronic Engineering, and I gave them the number, and then they would call the number. And I think I was the only guy in Des Moines that had this car phone in my car. Little did we know nowadays that everybody would have one, and they would be so easy to operate. But Electronic Engineering has been not just at the edge of technology, they've been ahead of it for a long, long time. Now, when you say security, tell me what you do there with security.
Well, we're like you say, we're always evolving. I mean, from the bag phones that people were putting in back in the day, and we've been through the beeper business, and we do communications and security. So in the security side of things, we go to companies like chains of banks, and we put in access control and combined security systems with video and combine all their units together with the different tools we have available.
Yeah.
Or something as simple as just one individual building, but that's the security side of things.
And you just mentioned beepers. Your positioning statement used to be the beeper people.
And it's still a piece of our puzzle, but we don't really rely on that as much now.
Well, does anybody carry beepers anymore?
Doctors, IT people, they kind of use it as more of your call filtering so that they can know without giving out their cell phone. And we also donate beepers to the donors network. So people waiting for organs and things like that, they'll have a beeper. So if there are transplants in, they can be aware.
So what puts a big smile on your face when you've got a client that's happy through Electronic Engineering?
That because of the technology, a lot of the solutions we put together are unknown of what the result's going to be. So we try to get all the information, put it together, and then once we're at the end of it, we found out we went down this neat road and we took care of their issues that maybe they didn't even know they had.
Now, do you also do residential?
Yeah.
Could you put a recording device on a camera that was motion activated?
Sure.
Wow. I just think that's cool. That's cool. All right. So outside of what you do for a living, what are you passionate about?
Well, right now I'm passionate about babies because my wife and I are expecting our first kid in a little over 2 weeks. I'm passionate about putting cribs together and buying blankets and searching for strollers. But other than that, I enjoy bowling and just life.
First child?
First child.
Do you know what sex it is?
We're gonna be surprised. The one big surprise we can have. That's what we're gonna have.
So do you have names for both categories?
We're gonna use the same name whether it's one or the other. Unisex name. It's a secret for now.
Okay, I was gonna say that's fine. That's fine. All right. And so, do you enjoy reading?
I read a lot of computer stuff, off tablets and things like that, but not.
You're a nerd.
I kind of.
Yeah. Well, that's a compliment. I look at guys like you, and you're just like doctors or lawyers. I have no concept of how you do anything you do. I go to my grandson at age 14 to set up my new phone, and he just, he's a whiz at it. He knows how to do that stuff. So, who is your mentor?
Probably personally, it'd be my family. Professionally, I spent a lot of years as a Parks and Rec director back in the day for the city of Huxley, and I think a lot of those people had little pieces to help me out, to learn how to be involved in the community, to learn how to treat people, just that type of thing. I think that's probably my biggest mentor. And
my last question, I love this question. If you could spend an hour with anyone living or dead, who would it be?
Probably, personally, it'd be my grandparents, because I only got to meet one of the four of them. And then just being the sports guy I am, I'd love to just hang out with Andre Dawson for a little bit.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I bet you'd like that. You must have been a basketball player.
Back at Ballard, I played all four sports.
Yeah. Oh, okay, because you're a tall guy.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the baby.
Thank you.
May everything work out just as you hope. And I'll just give you a name. Mackenzie can be a boy or a girl. Sure. So you could call him Mac, or you could call her Mac, and you could tell him that you named her after this silly, old, gray-haired, white-haired radio guy.
And Mac, my boss, would like that.
Well, you could tell him it was named after him.
Yeah.
And it'll be our little secret.
Absolutely.
All right. Andy Richardson from Electronic Engineering. He's a security and communication consultant, and we sure thank you for coming by today.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Janice Wissenand is here, and Tuesday mornings it's Meet the Chamber. You get out of the chamber, and this week Janice is serving her own special recipe for prime rib. Everybody that walks in gets 16 ounces of prime rib with au jus. And what is your secret to prime rib?
The coffee.
The coffee. No, you have coffee down there every 9 to 10.
Yep, 9 to 10.
Tuesday mornings.
Every Tuesday morning.
Just walk in and see how things are going.
Get your questions answered.
Yeah, and you guys are on 86th Street.
We're on 100th Street.
100th Street, I'm sorry, yes.
100th and Justin. That's our new location for about a year now.
That's the old artist furniture. Yeah, all right. All right, for Uniquely Urbandale and the Urbandale Chamber of Commerce, I'm J. Michael McCoy, and this is Spotlight on Business, powered by webcast1live.com.